Alex, start the beat.
All right, this is the Guys with Beards podcast. I'm Sean.
Kyle.
David.
And we have our special guest here today, Caleb.
Hey.
Welcome on, bud.
Alex is not with us today because he's getting ready for his East Coast tour.
Woo, think he's better than us.
I know, right? So I am the sound guy today, so I do not matter.
Yep.
You got to keep with the tradition.
I know. All right.
All right. So we're going to talk about couch co-op.
Oh, yes. The golden age.
Yeah, the golden age of gaming.
I think we should probably start with something that's pretty relevant, which, for all you smashers out there, Terry Bogard just came out, which I'm personally pretty excited about. I don't know about anybody else, but he's got legacy status. So.
I'm not too big on the original series. I think it's a good series, but I don't have like a personal connection with it. But
That's fair. I feel like a lot of people missed it if you're not heavy into actual fighting games and
From what
you know,
I've been
arcade-
seeing
arcade-type
online,
games.
it was pretty popular in like the South American countries,
Oh,
like
yeah,
Mexico
yeah.
especially. Like there was a huge outcry for him.
Well, it was I think traditionally an arcade game first.
Oh yeah,
And then it kind of branched out
it's
a lot.
30,000 yen for the home console version of it.
And I think it was one of the very few Japanese arcade games at that time that came over here that people really freaked out about.
But what do we feel about the character though in Smash? How do
he
we
feels
like him?
great.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
it's so much fun.
he's like a more brutal Captain Falcon. I gotta say, it's just you really feel it when you're hitting someone with it. It's like wow, I feel furious right now.
feels-
Maybe a little fast,
I feel fatally.
I feel like
furious.
Vin Diesel. It's all about family.
Oh God.
Like a stronger can.
Yeah.
Exactly, a better
A
looking
new
Ken.
can, yeah.
Or in Ryu.
Feels fast and strong.
Yeah.
which I like.
Yeah, and it's cool that especially with Smash, when a new character comes out, I noticed what we did with
Oh,
Hero.
it's
We
awesome.
all we get 6-player Smash
Yeah,
going,
you have
and we
to.
just
Come on.
play on the couch.
Yeah.
We just we're all yelling at each other, and it's some good times. You
Yeah.
know, playing these new great characters.
And I think leading off of that, that's the core of what couch co-op games are, is getting together with your friends, talking shit,
That's
getting
true.
mad.
Always something special.
Exactly.
About playing in
Those are
person.
times you always remember, and especially when we think about things that we get done, like Halo, Halo nights and stuff like that. Those are nights you're always going to remember, So nothing's like sitting down with the friends, banging out some custom games. And in this case, beating each other's asses in Smash, which Smash has always had that kind of legacy.
So, which Smash game do we feel does the best job of emulating the couch co-op experience? Or not just co-op isn't more than 2 players in this.
Oh,
in this,
I'm gonna have to go with the most recent because it allows for 8 players, dude. I mean, obviously Smash or Wii U did that, but this is a much more refined version of that.
It's more accessible now because
Yeah,
the Switch
exactly.
is so popular.
It's marketed, with so many characters so that a lot of people can play it. So it's accessible to anyone, even if you're bad at it. It takes 2 minutes to get in a match to get your ass
It also
beat,
has all the stages, all the characters.
Exactly,
so anyone can connect with it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've played any of the Smash games,
I
which is
would
pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to go with Ultimate.
Yeah,
It's
I
just-
totally agree.
It is truly the ultimate couch co-op experience. For
Nice,
Smash.
nice
See
one.
what I did there?
Kyle.
Wink,
Nice one.
wink. Yeah, I just think it's probably the best out of the series for it. Just just out of the facets that it adds.
I think out of all the fighting games out there, I think it does the best. And it just sold. It's actually the best-selling fighting game of all time.
Yeah, and then, I'd say we say loosely fighting because everybody has a different
It's a
definition of
fighting
what
party
fighting
game.
games
Subjective.
are. Yeah,
But I think that Smash is kind of one of the only games that's really popular these days that people play.
especially for couch co-op. Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of indie
It's a dying
games out
art.
there and stuff, but it really is a dying art. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. So
I think my favorite Smash game is definitely Ultimate, but when I think of couch co-op, without a doubt, Melee.
Ooh.
It had the longest legacy.
Oh yeah,
It has the
it's still
longest
going,
legacy.
dude.
Still going.
It's still going.
And
Yeah.
that was the thing. Come over, play Melee. That was the
Absolutely.
best game.
Still kind of a
Still,
thing.
a lot of people still believe it is the best game.
I
So David's always talking about playing some Melee over
Yeah.
Ultimate.
I think it
So-
feels more rewarding, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, definitely in a couple ways it does.
another Smash game for sure is Project M. That's
yes.
a very fun game, even for casual players
And-
too.
It's very easy
I
to
think
pick up.
I wouldn't say it's inspired by couch co-op because that's maybe a little bit of a stretch, but that's made by fans of a game that was formed around couch co-op. It was like, we love it so much, we want to make a better version that everyone can enjoy, because everybody can get Project M.
Exactly.
If you have a computer, download it. It's super
However,
easy.
though, Project M was also a result to make Smash more competitive
Oh,
again.
for sure.
So I don't think it was necessarily at all like a couch co-op.
No, it's not specifically
I
just for that
tend to
purpose.
disagree with that, because what we did with Ultimate was so cool was we had the Ganondorf boss.
Oh,
We
yeah,
had
the
it
raid
at,
boss.
Like 999
Oh,
HP, and we made it like an RPG.
That was
almost.
excellent.
That we did that. That
Modded
was like
Smash.
a mod.
Yeah,
like,
that was
that
modded
wasn't
Smash.
originally in Project M.
Yeah,
But-
but you can still do that in Project M. You can still set.
you can do
those-
that in normal.
That was the spirit of Project
yeah,
M.
those
It
are
was
the
a
kind of
callback to
ideas.
Melee.
Those are the kind of ideas that like the couch co-op experience inspires.
Yeah,
it's
but-
like I want to do more with my friends in this setting. Like I want to be an asshole that's got like 600, like the stamina to go through.
Yeah.
And everybody else has to whoop my ass.
Yeah,
but it's not going to happen because I have really dumb powers.
You can
But,
do that,
you
Brawl though. Like,
Exactly,
normally
yeah.
Without Project M.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you
and
can.
If you
I
just
think
mod it,
having
of course you can.
having more choice to do that, I think it's a better for the couch co-op experience.
Modding and Brawl was huge before
Excellent
Project
choice.
M came out.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was huge.
going on the Wii, having Leapfrog, all that stuff. It was just a wild experience.
Anyway, when you guys think of co-op games, what are some of your favorite games that you kind of like to
Oh,
look back upon?
so I think in recent memory, A Way Out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sean, you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. How many hours we spent on the game? It was like 8 hours. I think we just did it in one sitting all the way through.
Yeah, we did do it like
we spent
one
like the
night.
whole day on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read some reviews on the game, and I feel like it got overshadowed.
It's one of those games that's really only good for one playthrough, I feel.
It's very niche.
Yeah, it's a very contained story, and I'm not going to spoil any of the twists. When you learn the twists, it's not the same game, I'd say. It's sort of a movie.
How do you
Can the
do
game
that?
be done online?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it can, but it might be worth researching.
All right, my first job.
But when games are tailored to be couch co-op, I think it creates a unique experience that you're not going to get out of another game that's not focused in that same way.
That was the point of the game.
There's so many emotional ups and downs at the end,
Yeah, and
like
the-
between the whole
plot
conflicts.
wasn't the best written plot.
Oh, it was like an
but-
¡80s plot. It was like Miami
Yeah.
Vice,
But it was a great experience overall.
It was nothing incredibly special, but
I
I think it served its purposes perfectly.
think another good one. I was always the little brother. So Super Mario Bros. Classic games.
Excellent
Luigi.
choice.
You're talking about like the.
What are you
the
talking about
new
for which
ones?
system though?
The original Super Mario Bros. SNES.
Oh, okay. You're bringing it back. Okay.
That game isn't co-op though, technically.
The one with Luigi. I
You have
forget
to
which
you have
one.
to switch off, if I recall. Like you're Mario and then you're Luigi. Like you switch off and so you can do that.
There is, but yeah, there is. Yeah, that's the two-player function. Is that first player dies and then Luigi
So
comes in.
two things: A Way Out cannot be played single player. But however, if you have the game and your friend doesn't,
They can play it.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's actually a feature I think we're seeing a lot lately, especially with Nintendo games. I think it's happening a lot more as they want people to get together to play these games. And Nintendo's like, in my opinion, the ultimate family company.
Yeah.
And they're all about bringing people together. And at the end of the day, it's always about money, but it's less about money for them and more about bringing people together. To play these like really really unique experiences.
yeah. Mario Kart on the DS.
Oh, Mario
That's
Kart on
right.
the DS.
Mario Kart, Mario Party DS.
Now,
too.
it ain't nothing like the real thing, but on the DS, it's still fun.
So can you play online with The Way Out?
I think so, from what I read. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, because what I said is you can play online,
Okay.
and you can play with one copy. That
I don't know how I'd feel about playing that online.
So maybe you played online and you just with someone else or
Hmm.
something. You confused it.
But I feel like it wouldn't be the same experience. Having your friend on the couch right there next to you, and like as opposed to some stranger online who you can't be like talking to about making these choices.
Would you guys consider the, I brought up the example of Mario Kart on the DS. Would you consider that a couch co-op? Or do you consider that...
If you're sitting on a couch playing it with your friends, it's
Yeah,
couch
I mean-
co-op.
I mean, that's true, but, like, it's a different experience with playing on the DS.
Because the literal
Yeah, you have
definition of
different
couch
scenes.
co-op is is what it sounds like. You sit down, you play on the same system with your friends, and you're playing the same game.
Because like with those games, especially like also Mario Party on the DS too, it's like I would
I
always
never played
play
any
that on,
Mario
like,
Party in the DS.
It was
but
pretty good.
I've heard it's pretty fun.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, anything on the go. I mean, that was like an early form of what Switch is now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
but what I was
but-
trying to say is that I would usually play it like on the bus, or somewhere, just like. But I would never
back
go
from
over.
school.
I would never go over to someone's house to play Mario Kart on the DS or Mario Party on the DS. I would always play Mario Party 6 or Mario
Yeah,
Party
exactly,
5 or
exactly.
Double Dash,
Console.
Wii. So I want to consider those games like part of the couch co-op experience, but that's more just a co-op experience that is very
Yeah.
strong.
I mean, there's a lot of different spectrums on what co-op really is. Because co-op can be mobile. It can be. It's been
Definitely in
changed
the
to be
same
that.
nature. It's
Co-op can be
the
online.
Same spirit they're going for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
giving
for
that
sure.
feature.
But there's something special about when you sit on a couch and play
Exactly.
those games. That's
Get the pizza, the Mountain Dew, the classic setup.
MW2 no scopes for us 1v1 we scrub.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So there's a unique feeling to that I feel like it's missing on a lot of games today. But not to say that it's been completely forgotten about. Games like Screen Sheet. Like people have realized that these games aren't as relevant anymore, and they're making it because they want more of that. For anybody that has played Screen Sheet, it's exactly what it sounds like. You play with your friends, and I believe it's kind of like a battle royale sort of thing.
No,
I think
not
it's
a
a
battle
free-
Not
royale.
like a battle
shooter.
royale. Like
It's a free for all shooter.
like Last
Free-for-all
to
shooter.
Survive.
And what's cool about it though is if you did play split screen games like Modern Warfare
Yeah.
or Halo, and you'd hear people complaining about, oh, you're screen cheating when you look at other people's screens. The point of this game is to look at other people's screens. Like
because
that's the
they're
point of the
invisible
game.
on yours.
Yep.
On
Yeah.
yours.
So you have to look at other people's screens. So it's a complete deconstruction of the split screen formula
Yeah.
in order to create this unique experience.
So was that game online?
It was online.
Yeah,
I did play
I
it
believe
online.
it is.
But-
But it defeats the purpose of it.
I wouldn't say it defeats the purpose, but I think it definitely is more fun.
Well, I mean, when a game's literally called Screen Sheet, yeah, I get a screen sheet someone's, screen online.
oh well,
Does it display
when you
them for
play it
you?
online, you can see all 4 screens.
Oh, okay.
And it's totally just as fun, but it's not as
I don't
not
know.
as the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, but I mean, it's nice to see that that experience is being lost completely. I mean, it's definitely not as relevant as it was back in the heyday of couch co-op games.
Gamers like to bring back old things. They don't like to just let things die.
And I think we see couch co-op exist more in indie type games. These days instead of like main format games like Halo. We
Yeah.
can
Yeah, there was that there was that small game that came out in 2012. It was called like Minecraft or something, like on the Xbox
Oh yeah,
360.
Oh,
that was
really?
it.
Minecraft,
Some,
huh?
wait,
Yeah.
some like random guy called Mojang, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that was the first experience of Minecraft I ever had was on the 360.
Certainly not the last.
And when we got together for the first time to play it,
Excellent.
it was just something magical.
It had like that rare draw that you only like really got out of Skyrim, where you buy it on every platform, and like I can say for sure that David probably bought Minecraft at least like 4 times. I think
Alright,
what PC,
chill-
Xbox,
chill out on me, bro.
PS4,
Stop it.
what
Actually,
Switch.
Actually, stop it. I feel attacked.
However, Minecraft, I would not say that it originally started as a couch co-op.
Yeah,
No,
they were
definitely
originally
not. Definitely
sing-
not. It transformed
PC.
into it, I think.
Yeah. So
But
that's
do
a
you-
unique
it really
experience
took
on the
advantage
console.
of the
But I
feature.
don't think it's not even defined by couch co-op. I think it just embraced that it can be a couch co-op game.
Yeah, but Minecraft to me is defined by just the experience of doing whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
in
for
a
sure.
sandbox.
But with sitting on a couch and doing that, like with Kyle and Sean and Caleb right next to me, it's a way different experience than putting on my headset and doing online.
It is a different experience, but is it a better experience? Because I've had tons of fun playing single player. I've had tons of fun doing couch co-op.
It's a different experience
If I, have
for
to pick
sure.
if I have to pick a personal preference, I'd say I'd rather be in person with my friends playing a game more often than not.
Sure.
But obviously that differs from person to person. Some people definitely like online gaming more.
I would rather do a LAN party of Minecraft and play and be with everyone, so I don't have to like yell on a mic. Or I can
Oh,
just stand right
I'm
next to
talking
them.
about just straight
I know.
single player. Not even LAN parties, not online, just straight single player Minecraft. Like, that is a great experience.
Oh, of course. That's sort of on a different note than what we're
Yeah.
we're covering here.
I'm just saying, though, like, when we're talking about couch co-op, like, if you guys do prefer being in person and having different
At least I
people-
personally do. I can't speak for anyone else here.
It
But.
depends on the game for sure too. Like Overwatch, when it first came out, like I didn't want to hang out with my friends. I just wanted to play Overwatch.
Yeah.
I wanted to go online and do some ranked matches, and then go to bed.
And with Overwatch 2 coming out, I'm sure people have heard about that at this point. I'm curious to what they're gonna do with the campaign that they said they're gonna be running and hero missions, because I'm sure they're gonna keep it as an online game, but I could see that potentially being kind of like Black
Ooh.
Ops Special Ops. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was fun co-op experience. I had a blast doing that and like never winning any of those missions. But I don't know. I think it's something they could at least consider.
That would be really cool.
But the thing is it's most companies don't see it as a thing where that's worth investing in anymore.
Especially Blizzard.
Yeah, exactly. And
Was Diablo co-op?
Well, which Diablo?
Diablo 3.
Yeah, we played it on the Switch.
Yeah, it's,
Remember?
it's co-op.
Yeah, it's co-op. You can play it with up to 4 people.
Really?
Yep.
That's a cool experience.
Well, couch co-op for Diablo 3 is relatively new to the Diablo series.
Oh, yeah,
because there's
for sure.
Diablo
Been
1 and
online.
Diablo
But
2.
I'm saying it's been mostly online in the past. But with the Switch, I think I'm really personally glad that they added that. I think it's something that doesn't completely detract from what Diablo is. I think it just adds that extra element to it, which not that it needed it, but it certainly helps. But it's just while we're talking about co-op and the wide breadth of it.
I think it is more important for games that are based around the co-op experience rather than games that add it. One of my favorite games is Castle Crashers.
Oh yeah,
I would agree completely.
Playing that on a couch with your buddies, it
Unreal.
knocks it out of
Unreal.
online. Online, it's garbage compared to it. But when you're all together, you're working together, you shout at each other,
yeah,
and then you get to fight after you rescue the princess.
oh yeah.
Nothing quite like it.
Yeah, it's those games that, like you said, it truly embrace co-op. That they get to take extra liberties with it when you embrace co-op. You can pit your players against each other, and it's not in bad faith. It's like, wow, we completed this goal together. Now it's to see who gets the glory. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. And while we're talking about Castle Crashers, there's that whole I don't know what's the exact game company that made that the
Behemoth.
series. Behemoth. That's their style of games. They're the kings of it. I'm trying to think of some other ones they've made
Alien
here.
Hominid.
Alien Hominid, Battle Block Theater, another one.
Block Theater.
Mm.
All
Great game,
all
great
great
game.
co-op games that I've played the crap out of personally. But they're just a good time, and when they do embrace that co-op status, I think they have maybe a little bit more to offer than games that add co-op in.
Well, exactly.
Another indie game that kind of reminds me of Castle Crashers is Overcooked.
Ooh,
Overcooked.
Overcooked.
I haven't had that much fun and anger at
Well,
once
say,
in
I
a very
think I
long
feel more
time.
anger than fun, but that kind of coincide with Overcooked.
That's a great co-op game.
It's
And I haven't played Overcooked 2, which
it's really good.
I
It's-
need to. I'm a little upset that I haven't.
Overcooked on the Switch was not running that hot.
No, it was
wasn't
not. We
doing-
played it on PS4 mostly
Yeah.
when we had it originally.
And they added to Switch, and people were like, "Oh, this game is not good." And then they released Overwatch. 2.
Overwatch. There you go. Yeah.
Overcooked 2.
Overwatched 2.
Yeah. Overcooked 2. And that game was so much fun. Like just grabbing the Joy-Cons and just playing. Like,
It feels good, especially when you're bumping into each other. Especially like when you're in the kitchen. I think it's in the castle, and the lights keep flickering off, and you have to remember the exact paths to get to your specific station. And then your friends are bumping into each other, and you're dropping dishes, and you're like screaming at each other like Chef Ramsay, and shit's just getting out of control. And people have to put down their controllers because everybody's screaming at each other too much, and you need to go outside and take a 15-minute break. That's couch co-op.
that's so good. Another game, that indie game, is Dungeon Defenders.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Great
Dungeon
game,
Defenders.
great game.
It's like 3D Castle Crashers, except without killing each other at the end.
I wouldn't
I
say
mean,
it's
they're different games.
Yeah, of course.
I would
Same
not-
spirit.
not-
You're-
I would
you're
say-
four
I would say
different
spirit, not
characters
gameplay
grinding
wise.
mobs of
Yeah.
enemies.
Yeah, I would
Same
not-
Not
concept.
gameplay. I meant spirit.
I would not agree with that.
But
They have the same feeling for sure. It's like the same, like you guys are working together, and there is some competition.
Yeah,
you know,
there's
there's
a
a
little bit.
scoreboard.
you want
and
to
there's
be the
loot.
top dog. That's what it's about. And a lot of these co-op games, like, it's all about competition in a way. It is cooperative, but I think when you add that little extra element of like someone's gonna be the top at the end of the day, that's what makes a more conjoined experience.
When Dungeon Defenders first came out and we played it, I did not like it.
Oh yeah, I was not a fan of it at first. No, it took me some time to warm
I
up
was
to
an
it.
instant fan. What's wrong with you guys?
Well,
Everything.
personally, what did you guys do? Did you guys play it on PC originally?
No,
Xbox
I played on
360,
Xbox
yeah.
360.
Well, that's back when I was more of a PS3 guy. I wasn't too much into the Xbox culture at that
Lame.
point. Just say what you want. I'm a PS guy till I die. You
Go
know?
watch our Xbox 360 versus PS3 versus Wii video. But I did not like it because I wasn't into those type of games back then. I didn't know because we were playing it. We played a lot of couch co-op games. So I was like, we could just play Mario Kart. We could just play Smash. Why would I want to work together and but be competitive at the same time and defend this thing when we're competing?
Why I loved that game is because I wouldn't say it's necessarily competitive. I mean, I wouldn't call it like a competitive game at all. I'm sure you could compete for points, but
It has competitive
ultimately-
elements. It's not a competitive
How so?
game.
It's kind of like KD. It's like a KD kind of thing, and
In a way, I think it's about being, hey, I killed this many more guys than you did. What are you doing? Are you even a good
From my
dungeon defender?
experience playing, I didn't really get that much unless you were playing with really toxic players. But whenever I played Dungeon Defenders, it was a very cooperative experience. There wasn't comparing of who killed the most. It was more just let's work together, let's figure out the correct design. And the reason why I love this game so much was because I grew up playing a lot of games on flash games on the computer, like Bloons Tower Defense,
Oh,
all
baby.
these sweet tower defense games. And then I find out there's a multiplayer game that's tower defense, and you can actually go around and slice people up and shoot fireballs with them. I thought it was awesome when it came out.
it's kind of like zombies. Zombies
In a way, it's
co-op.
that round based,
But
horde
you have
variety.
a score. You have a score. You have to buy the next door. Oh, Kyle's gonna get the next door. Oh, I'm gonna buy the gun. Oh, I can't get to the Pack-a-Punch because I don't have enough points. And Kyle's taking all the kills.
If I remember correctly, you do get to build more towers
Yeah.
based on the number of enemies
It's
you
based
kill.
it's based on currency. There's a small currency in the game that you do get access to more
But
things
a
based
big
off
part of that game also is if you're playing high level difficulty. I've never not been in a match where people don't share those points. The mana points that you get, you're always sharing it with each other. And if you actually want to be successful in that game, if you have a competitive mindset, you're not going to get far at all.
Well, I think that speaks to the higher level gameplay at these co-op games. There's always going to be some sort of a competitive level in it somewhere. Besides, this isn't Dungeon Defenders isn't a story driven game.
No.
What do you remember from the story of Dungeon Defenders? Tell me that right now.
I remember
Nothing.
at the end you get the grown-up versions of them. That's about it.
Exactly, and that's not what it's
I think
about.
it was your parents actually.
Oh gosh.
Something like that.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not what it's about. It's not about the story. I mean, not that the writers aren't good for it, but that's not what people are there to remember about the game. It's about who had the cool move there, who saved the whole group, during this round, stuff like that.
No, none of my experiences were like that.
Well, maybe not yours.
So going on the next part, I brought up zombies, but I feel like we could definitely categorize the horde element of a couch co-op. So you have Gears of War.
Oh, tons of games embrace that.
You
Yeah.
have Modern Warfare 3
Horde
with the
originated, was it in Gears of War 1? I'm not sure.
Oh, I wouldn't say
think
even.
so.
I'm sure it existed much before. That.
No,
No,
not the
no.
concept.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Gears of War 1.
Yeah.
Did it have a horde mode in it?
I'm actually not sure. Maybe
Alright.
maybe in the remastered
I
version,
knew
but
it
I'm
was
not sure in the original.
I knew it was in Gears of War 2,
Oh, it's definitely Gears of War 2.
and it was fun in Gears of War 2.
And
but
then they
I-
had Beast Mode in 3, right?
yeah, but Horde mode really evolved in Gears of War 3, and Beast mode's not really.
It's not
a
the same thing.
great
It's not.
mode,
It's not
but-
nearly as good as Horde is.
Yeah,
Horde, I think that truly defines, couch co-op.
I love a good Horde game, especially
When you spent 8 hours, trying to get to that top level, in
right,
Horde,
right.
only to get crushed by 3 Brumocks at the end or something dumb
Horde,
like
Horde
that.
was introduced in Gears of War 2.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
that sounds about
That's
right.
what I thought.
I think 1 was supposed to be more of a single player experience, that you could play co-op with your friend,
Yeah.
but it was more about the story than
That
it was
last
anything
fight
else.
in Gears of War, the campaign,
first one?
Yeah, that was insane. On the train,
Yeah,
that was a hard boss. I don't
Yeah.
remember his name. What, Ram?
I think it definitely was General Ram for sure.
and you could play as them in 3 too. I think they had a DLC,
With
right?
the DLC,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
Yeah, and that was just a story thing, I think, but that was still fun as hell. I think we should try to branch out a little bit here on what a couch co-op game is, and I want to start with Rock Band because I think that's stretching the elements of what a couch co-op game is.
How so?
It gives you so much. You get gear. You're literally getting gear to play with your friends. You have a mic. You have a whole drum set, a bass guitar.
Sure, but
And-
how does that stretch the nature of what defines a co-op?
It's
game?
interactive. It's a lot more interactive. You can't tell me that interacting with an actual, no, not an actual bass guitar, but like a fake drum set, with your friends. You're making a band in your basement, with these,
Okay.
semi-
All right, I see.
semi-workable tools that sometimes had syncing problems.
You can play Rock Band, Guitar Hero with a controller.
Yeah, you can.
You
You
can.
can.
And
That's not the soul of the
no,
game.
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you, Kyle.
Yeah,
Is
it's just
that-
I can't agree with that. I'm
I've done
sorry.
it.
If
I
you're
have
if
also
you're
done it.
Sometimes
pitiful,
you got to do what you got to do.
despicable. I'm sorry if this is like offending anyone out there, but like don't play Rock Band with a controller.
Hold
You're
on.
losing
How
out on the true
expensive is an
experience.
entire set of like a Rock Band set right now?
right now, like Rock Band
question.
4, Rock Band.
Let's talk about the classics. Like can't you use like a Rock Band 1 and 2 set on Rock Band
I'm pretty sure they carried over.
4?
No, not from 360 to Xbox One.
Well, on different systems, obviously not. But I think
Rock Band 1 and 2.
Yeah,
when they
1
were
and
on
2.
the
I'm pretty sure you
Xbox,
can use the same. You can use the same
yes, of
pieces,
course.
right?
Yeah, through Rock Band 1
Yeah.
and 2. I had it on the Wii.
Oh yeah.
was
I think
not
the
on
Wii and the Xbox were the most. I don't think even was it even on PlayStation at all?
I had one
Almost-
of them on PlayStation 2
Was it?
because I remember
Yeah, that's-
playing on the PlayStation.
I had
2
I had Guitar Hero on PS2, which is why I
Yeah,
got into
maybe
those
it
kind
was
of games.
Guitar
Yeah,
Hero.
Guitar Hero.
I don't think
3.
Rock Band was on PlayStation.
Yes, it was.
Maybe
I
later,
think
but not
the fir-
PS2.
I think the
It was
first,
on PS2.
The first one might have been. I don't think the second one
That was the first time I ever played it. Was on the PS2.
I guess I was just more of a Guitar Hero fanboy at the beginning.
The reason why it was so popular on the PS2 was because obviously it was the most popular console of all time, and 2, there was actually the USB plug-in you can
Oh
add
yeah.
for it. So
Yep.
and I believe they had it on the Xbox 360 and the
Yeah, they did.
PS3 as well. But
Out of topic, because I'm not too big on the new Rock Band and the new Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Definitely not games I follow
What
up with.
games do you guys like better? Rock Band 1 and 2 or like Guitar Hero 3?
Rock Band
Oh.
1 and 2, there
You're
is
making me really make this choice right now, aren't
there
you?
is no chance that Guitar Hero is better than Rock Band.
But Guitar Hero 3,
Guitar Hero 3
Can I
has
not-
a legacy.
Guitar
It's like,
Hero
I can't
3
be
is
the
an
only one on that
excellent
train,
game.
yeah.
I love Guitar Hero 3.
playing through the fire and flames, Oh my god, iconic.
But that's not co-op. That's something you do by yourself. When you are in
No,
Rock
no,
Band,
no,
you're
no.
I disagree.
You
I
have, you have
completely
someone
disagree.
on guitar
Yeah.
and bass. I remember when I was younger, I remember going
But
over
it's
to my
not the
friend's
same
house.
thing as actually forming like a 4-piece band. It's not the same
That's
thing.
true. That's true. It is way more interactive.
Didn't
'cause I
Guitar
would-
Hero come out before?
It did,
Rock
yes.
Band?
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. But I don't know who developed Rock Band and Guitar Hero, but they're both.
Rock Band was Harmonix. Guitar Hero, I don't remember.
It's a good
who
question.
it
But
was.
they
Might be
were
something worth
both-
looking
I
up.
think it was Activision.
They were both published by Activision, correct?
I think so.
Something
yeah.
worth looking up for sure.
Yeah.
But I remember playing Rock Band 1 and 2 with my family. It was fun because there was 4 of us, so we could play.
Yeah, it was Activision.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
And then
Cursed.
just to double check about Rock Band, who published it, but I believe it was Harmonix,
That sounds right.
and maybe I don't remember. It was like MTV or.
I just
something.
remember having
Yeah, it was
Guitar Hero
Harmonix.
3 parties in my basement, like on my birthday. I remember specifically playing through Fire and Flames with someone else and me being terrible at it and feeling like, like crap when I saw my neighbor who came over and he played it on expert. I was like, wow, this guy's a god, you
That's-
know?
That's
Hold
so
on.
funny. I had a Rock Band party, and you had a Guitar Hero party.
What
Besides the same coin.
What about the most important part? Well, probably not the most important, but what about the music choice between Guitar Hero 2 and 3 and Rock Band 1
Rock
and
Band's
2?
better. I'll give it to Rock Band
Hold
on
on.
that.
I'll say Guitar Hero had like
I think it depends on the kind of music you like.
Rock Band had a more diverse choice, I'll
Yeah.
say, but Rock Band or Guitar Hero had some really great classics.
I think that's because
Especially
Guitar
3.
Hero focused on like the true band experience, like metal experience. Not necessarily metal, but like they wanted you to be a rock star, not a band.
Yeah, I
Guitar
agree.
Hero? Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. They wanted you. Yeah,
It was all
I
about
would
being a
agree with
rock
that.
star, getting the fame, going on tour. Rock Band was definitely, I'd say, more of a cooperative experience than
And there
Guitar
was
Hero
still
ever
the tour
was.
mode. You could have.
Oh,
band
yeah,
fun
yeah.
and
Although the
everything.
story was better in Guitar Hero 3. Just saying.
I will go. Okay, yep.
Just saying.
Don't you like fight death at the end or something? some
Something
wild
crazy
stuff.
like
It's stupid but good.
And how iconic is Through the Fire and the Flames on Guitar
Yes.
Hero 3?
that's
Like,
probably
it's
the
such
most
a classic
popular
thing.
song. Out
That's
of all
half the
those
reason
games
you
for
play the
sure.
story is so you
Yeah.
can unlock Fire and Flames.
But
Yeah.
I know Guitar Hero 5, if I remember. I never played it, but it did jump on the whole bandwagon. And it has drums, and it has the mic.
It wasn't
It fell
as
behind.
good.
It fell behind Rock Band for sure.
And then there was DJ Hero. I don't even know if that's multiplayer.
I think that was on
No
DS.
idea.
That I'm
No,
pretty
there's
sure.
a
no,
Guitar Hero
no.
on 3D on DS.
Oh,
I'm almost
I
positive
I
there's
even
a-
had
You
that.
put
Plug
the
the
thing in the
DS,
game. You put it in the Game Boy.
No,
I
I
did
don't-
not have fun with that at all.
I know Alex played a lot of that, which it'd be nice if he was here. But I know he could attest to a lot of game because he talks about how he loves that game on DS, and I'm sure it has its
Guitar Hero
good
World
parts,
Tour,
but-
I think. Something
Yeah,
Something
like that.
You
Sounds
actually
right.
plugged the red, green, blue buttons to the Game Boy slot.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you held like the DS on the side.
So
Now-
weird.
That's not my cup of tea, but I could see how it could. I
it
could
did
see
pretty
how
well.
someone.
I'd
would love
rather
that.
use an Xbox 360 controller than
Ew.
use that. I would. I did not like
I'm
that
all about
thing.
immersion, and if I got a DS next to my ear playing like a keyboard,
Yeah,
that's gonna
weird.
take it from me.
Weird.
I think Rock Band had a much wider selection of songs, like you
Yes.
said, Sean. Rock Band had Rock Band Beatles.
It's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it did.
my dad purchased it because he's a huge Beatles fan, and Rock Band is probably one of his favorite video games of all time. So he loved that game. I barely played it, but
Yeah.
he loved it.
Guitar Hero had Aerosmith.
Oh
as well.
yeah.
That was
Like I said, Rock Band, or Guitar Hero was way more like rock star fueled.
Yeah.
It wanted you to be like that solo badass that captures the nation, and that's not what Rock Band was about. And I think Rock Band had more longevity because of that.
and it was more realistic.
Yep.
Like even though
Absolutely.
obviously it doesn't look realistic, but like the whole like going on tour, getting the band together, buying guitars,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
way more realistic than Guitar Hero's Fight the Devil.
But that's also like into that whole like rock and roll thing.
I mean, we were just also like in real time. We were just coming off the heels of that genre, like that era, and I think
Yeah.
that the people that made that game wanted to encapsulate that in their game.
This is definitely not a co-op game at all. But does anyone remember that Jack Black game?
I was just about to say
Brutal
that.
Legend.
Brutal Legend. Oh my god, I had that on PS4 for a little bit.
That game was
Sweet
made
game.
by what's their name?
I don't
can
remember
Look that
the
up.
company that
but
made that.
they're the same company that made Psychonaut.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tim Schafer, is that like a Tim Schafer game?
I think so.
I'll look it up. That's definitely something worth looking up.
Yeah, definitely look that up because I'm interested. But
I want to get more of Caleb's opinion here, though.
Double Fine Productions.
Double
yeah,
Fine,
Double Fine.
It came after
I don't even know if they're around anymore.
LucasArts when they got when LucasArts was taken down. A lot of the developers from LucasArts went over to
Yeah.
Double Fine.
And then Double Fine was purchased by the company itself, EA.
Yep.
Yikes.
Unfortunately,
Anyway,
another
So I was never big on Rock Band or Guitar Hero because I wasn't very good at them.
welcome to the
Not
club.
gonna lie.
I could only play on medium at best.
It was awful. Playing on medium is so boring, but playing on hard, I couldn't do it.
It's too much. It's
in the
that
bone
damn
zone.
orange button, dude.
That's so funny. Since I was, classically trained and I went to play Guitar Hero, I was so good at it.
Just
so
rub it
good
in. Just
at
rub it in.
Yeah. Playing on
I
expert
think
over
when
here.
you get to situations like that, you just kind of need to if medium's too easy but hard is too hard, you just got to keep playing hard until you just get it.
Yeah.
I
down
actually
pat.
had to practice Rock Band.
It's a classic
Yeah.
good moment.
So I think looking at this list of games we've talked through already, something we can see is that the co-op experience seems to be more valued or better done by smaller indie studios compared to the big ones.
What makes you say that?
I mean, just the list of games we talked about so far, and some other excellent examples. Cuphead, that was a small game.
Yeah.
Not a game I play personally. I know David and Caleb. I know you guys have played it.
Yeah,
What do you think about it?
it's only 2-player, which is in some ways restricting, but something about I played it at the frat house where you have 6 or 7 guys just
Yeah.
hanging out. Everybody was watching it, and you have 4 people on rotation. People die and they get out, but watching the fights, you can learn how to play because everything's kind of so telegraphed. It's something that even if you're not directly playing, I feel you can kind of get in on.
And I think that brings up a really important point, is that couch co-op is not necessarily about just who's playing the game at the moment. It's kind of about the crowd it creates.
Yeah,
you know?
I was just about to say
Yeah,
that.
I think that's a very important aspect of couch games. It's I'm next on deck. I'm beating that guy's ass.
GTA does a really good job at that, where you're watching someone go crazy with all these cheats, and you're like, I want to play that next, and watching someone else go crazy with GTA.
I think it builds that atmosphere, but I don't know if that's in like the spirit of co-op.
Oh,
Yeah.
obviously not.
But I do agree. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah.
Interestingly, though, enough, the online GTA 5 is a very co-op experience.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
play it
actually
too
is.
much, but
I
it is
played a
co-op
crap load of it
experience.
on PS4. Personally, I can tell you, yeah.
No split screen though.
Unfortunately, but
Well,
that's not
Since,
something.
since what, like San Andreas,
San Andreas
right?
Yeah.
did have co-op.
That was so weird.
I didn't play too much of it. Did you like it?
Like's a strong word. It's not. That's not a series that was built for that.
Yeah.
It was an experiment that I really appreciate that they did, but that's not really in their lane. You
The
know.
whole online thing is like you can form a gang and like you keep track of your money
Yeah.
every time. and you're like,
Heist, yeah.
yeah,
But split screen's not in their lane. That's not for that
that's true.
series.
That's true. Rockstar doesn't really have much experience there.
But on the subject of games like Cuphead, I can speak to ones personally, even past ones like Splunky. That I
Love
put,
Spelunky.
I'm still garbage at it after putting in too many hours into it. Crawl is another one I can think of off
Oh.
the top of my head that I played. That's a really fun co-op experience that not everybody's a huge fan of, honestly. But I think it's good for the times that you sit down and play it.
Also,
it's good.
Enter the Gungeon.
Oh yes, excellent choice. Oh my God, yes, Enter the Gungeon.
Helldivers.
Helldivers, Jesus, yeah. We have all these really well-made indie games.
Broforce.
Broforce,
yeah.
like, goddamn, we have all these
You know,
solo games.
I choose my theory on it. I think it's because like indie developers are people who really love games. Like
Exactly.
you can't become an indie developer if you don't love games. And it's this crowd of people who grew up playing these co-op games, and then they're like, you know what? Let's make more co-op games. Like let's do more of that stuff. Like, you know, because it's in decline, and that's what they really want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. These big companies used to release amazing co-op games, and then they're not because they're focusing on the online aspect. So that you have to take the indie games with these great co-ops because they really make it for the gamer. You know, one of the biggest disappointments of my life was figuring out that Halo 5 does not have split screen.
Oh Lord, disappointed is such a weak word for that.
I don't understand.
Coming off the heels
pretty
of
brutal.
games like even Halo 4 had it, and keep in mind Halo 4 wasn't spectacular like I think Halo 3 is, but it still did it.
So to be fair, a counter argument, even though I personally think it's bullshit.
Good to play devil's
'cause
advocate.
You can figure some shit out, but if you play split screen on a game with the graphic quality that Halo 5 has, and you have two different screens, you know, your FPS is going to drop, like stuff like
Yes.
that. And
And-
of course, yeah, it doesn't matter, but like even a game like Mario Kart, like your FPS is going to drop
Yeah.
when you're playing on
But
multiple people.
I think to the crowd that plays co-op games, that doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
Right,
Like-
right. I mean, I agree.
Um,
They could lower the graphics quality a little bit too. Everyone's so obsessed with graphics
One of those
these days.
games that falls into that category is Borderlands. I have the Handsome Collection for PS4, and I've played it
Oh, yeah, it was
with Couch
fun,
Co-op. And
fun.
yes,
We played
obviously,
through the pre-sequel.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best, but it was fun.
and obviously the resolution drops. It's gonna drop. You have 4 people playing on the same screen, but that's not the point. And it's all become that. It's become what's profitable in the industry now. And obviously, with the introduction of more online based games, couch co-op is being phased out. It's been phased out. We don't see nearly as many games of that variety that we've seen in the past. And that, in my opinion, that's
Is-
unfortunate.
Is Borderlands 3 local co-op?
No, I don't
I
have.
don't
I have it
know.
on
We have
PC.
it on PC.
Yeah, I have it. I'm almost positive it does have local co-op
It
on
should.
PS4 and Xbox One.
I mean, the
But-
first two had
That's
local.
It's just not something
players.
game companies focus on anymore. And
Doesn't
personally,
sell. Doesn't sell.
that's mortifying to me. Having a new generation that's growing up without co-op games.
Well, I mean, you're getting these big corporations, and that started out as corporations that wanted to make games because they love games, and now we're getting corporations that have been so corrupted by all this money that there's a lot of important things riding all this money. They have a lot of employees, and they need to get something out that sells.
Borderlands 3 does have local co-op play,
Okay,
but
on
it's
the
not
console.
on the
Yeah,
not
on PC.
on the PC.
I remember when I bought it on PC, I was like, "Does it have it?" And I was like, "Probably not," but I can only.
You know what? That's weird. Well, co-op games are not super big on the PC. I mean, a lot of them do, but a lot of them just don't account for it.
And for PC, it makes sense. It's not that kind of platform. But on console, we're still seeing so much less of these games.
Yeah.
And console's what that's made for. It's what it's based in.
So I think on the topic of game companies starting out as people loving games and becoming corrupted by money, depending on how you look at it, I think a good example is Valve.
Oh,
They
my
don't
God,
make
yes.
games anymore.
They just rake in the
partially
cash.
because they know they can just make so much money through Steam,
Yep.
and to an extent partially because they know they couldn't make games that live up to the hype.
Yeah.
But that's because some of their earlier games are so good and have excellent co-op
Oh my God,
experiences.
yes.
Left 4 Dead 2, one of my absolute favorite games. I have
Still the best at
at
it out of
least
all of us.
1,000 hours on Steam.
I didn't play too much co-op on the Xbox 360. I know a lot of people did though, but I had a lot of fun. I remember we played a LAN party once with Left 4 Dead 2 with the PCs. That was
Oh
lots
yeah,
of fun.
excellent. And Caleb's still the best at it, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
question.
a lot.
There's no question. It
Also,
shows.
Another great Valve game, Portal 2.
Oh,
co-op.
Yes.
Oh,
If we're talking
yeah.
about games that like ushered in, like this is co-op hands down. Portal 2, man. Portal 2 was you're these dumbass little robots that gotta figure out these puzzles, making like you spend half the game waving at each other and like screwing each other over because that's funny as hell. You
Yeah,
know?
that's just part of it.
I remember you and I went through that campaign a couple times and we spent like maybe 2.5 hours on a puzzle sometimes because we just
Yeah.
couldn't get past our own shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's
But that's the
kind of
fun.
beautiful how
Exactly.
it takes advantage of that. Like
When-
it's so simple in nature. Shoot at the portals, solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
But when you have to put two brains and have them work together
Yeah.
in such like a close manner, it's
I feel like all the puzzles were harder too. Because there's two different people working on them. I feel like all the puzzles were definitely harder.
Yeah, and I think when you can lose that many hours just screwing around, that's the heart of co-op
Yes.
co-op games.
Oh, yeah.
You know, of couch co-op when you like go, oh wow, it's already 8:00. Holy shit, I got to get to bed and do some homework. Like that's what it is. That's what it's about.
Speaking of
you know?
screwing around, some of my favorite experiences from World of Warcraft was just screwing around.
I jumped on that train
Yeah.
too late. I have to say, I did jump on that train
Back,
too
back
late.
when WoW was more of a co-op game, like when you get into that classic game, before it became kind of this single-player mess that it is
Oh,
now.
God.
But you will never sit on the couch and go, I want to play WoW with my buddies. On
You
the
know what?
couch."
You know what? We actually
Maybe we
did do
didn't.
that once. I remember we
it's like
did.
the whole spirit of LAN party.
Yeah.
That's a
we,
LAN
we
party.
did.
It's not.
I know it's not, but I'm just saying. At one point, we did sit around with like 3 computers. I remember that, and we just played World of Warcraft.
We've run raids like
I would
that.
say I think
actually.
we're kind of missing a behemoth that we've all played multiple times here, and that's Warcraft goddamn 3.
Warcraft.
Oh.
Again,
3.
that's
It's a LAN party, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
LAN
Well,
party.
that's more of a LAN party experience. I think in the spirit of how we do it, it's a co-op. It's a
very-
couch
Hey,
co-op.
hey, there's
Yeah.
no couch. You don't sit on a couch and play computers, though. Just saying.
I think we've sat on a couch
Yeah.
doing it before, but in that same
Sometimes.
spirit, it can extend in those circumstances.
LAN party's a whole different experience.
Yeah, that's
It's-
definitely a different topic, but it's an extension of couch co-op in a way.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. It's like super couch co-op.
I mean, for example, like when we're at David's house, you got like 4 Xboxes hooked up around the house.
That is
That's a
different
LAN
story.
party.
That is a different story.
We'll get into that in a different episode.
Yeah,
You can
but
wait for that.
you know the whole connectivity of it's so broad.
I feel like the last game that we should talk about is the Star Wars games, the Lego Star Wars games.
Dude,
Legos
that was like
Star
my
Wars.
favorite co-op game when I was a little kid.
Yep. You and
That's
I
so
we
much
do episode 3, the last level, where you're Anakin versus Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
fighting each other to the death,
That
and
was
you know.
the first game I ever 100% completed with my brother.
I
and
hope
it's
I
one of
did.
the coolest experiences ever because when you beat the whole game, you get to do the episode 4 level.
Yep. Oh
And
my
that
god.
was
at the
so
beginning.
cool experiencing
Yes.
Darth Vader at like in
What do
the
you-
prequels. Like I was like, what?
What do you mean?
You didn't know that?
At the very,
If
if
you
you
beat the
beat
whole
episode
game, you
3,
get a
you get a
sec-
little preview of episode 4, and you play through it.
Oh, okay.
remember that, remember?
I don't remember that. I
Like
remember.
you play as Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper.
Yeah,
Right?
I-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I spent most of my time with Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Oh yeah.
Because I played Lego Star Wars 1 when it first came out. I was like, this is awesome. I remember you were playing in that like
I have
Little
that,
like
that restaurant
Yeah.
place.
The cantina.
Nostalgic.
Yeah,
No,
the-
it wasn't the cantina.
it's the
Lego
Complete Saga had a different one.
Lego Star
yeah,
Wars
Lego
2
Saga.
had the Lego Star Wars 2 had the cantina. Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga had the cantina.
I've played that
as
game
well.
across so many different consoles. I played 1 and 2 on PS2, and I played the Complete Saga on Wii.
Wii, yep.
And then it got oversaturated. There are way too many Lego games now, unfortunately. Not that
Yeah.
all of them are bad. What's that like that Lego World Builder Minecraft one
I haven't
that people are a
played
fan of?
I-
But there's a lot of
It's
those
just
games out
games-
now. But to me, I think they had that spirit when they were starting out.
Yeah, they
I'll-
don't have the
yeah.
charm of Lego Star
To be
Wars.
fair, though, to play devil's advocate again, we played these games when we were kids.
Of course, it's completely different.
So,
for us. We have these nostalgic.
I have
views
no
on it.
idea what kids think of these games these days, but they might love them as much as we loved Lego Star Wars, and as much as
And
or even more.
that's what makes me sad is that now that we have so many, we have so few of these games these days that a whole generation is going to grow up without those experiences.
They're gonna want to play
you know?
Fortnite over
And
Halo.
God damn it, we need that back. That's
Yeah.
such
I
a.
don't even want to get started on Fortnite.
That's the best couch co-op game.
Get out of here.
But I wouldn't say it's an essential thing, but it brings people together so much that talking over a mic on Discord can't do it. Can't
Not the
match that
same.
same energy at all.
it's nice though.
It's definitely
Yeah, it's a
nice.
nice thing.
Yeah, it's
So is Xbox Live Chat.
it's something that I
Yeah.
really hate to say that it's probably gonna just be completely gone. In a decade or two.
I don't think so. I think we'll always
it's not
have
gonna ever
it.
be the same. I think.
We should talk about the transition from couch co-op to the online games.
How did that happen? Like what? How did that happen?
I think that while a lot of these bigger studios still aren't going to make these couch co-op games, we'll still see them thriving in smaller indie studio games like.
Of course.
I
Overcooked
personally believe that after Halo 5, the next Halo is going to have local.
It should.
They after the absolute backlash they got for not putting in it, they'd be dumb to not put it back
They
in.
have the the message that 343 listens to the fans.
Yes.
So if they don't release split screen for the next
It's
Halo,
over. It's over.
they're basically giant liars.
yeah.
And
I think in the spirit of Bungie, they want to do it right.
yeah.
They
I-
just tried to experiment and maybe it didn't work
And
out.
just to circle back on like the transition from couch
Mhm.
co-op to online, would you rather? I know we answered this question at the beginning. Like, would you rather play, couch co-op or online? But how much couch co-op have you played in the last 5 years compared to online?
Absolutely nothing.
There's been some, of course.
Yeah, some, but-
some couch
so
co-op.
much easier to just do online. It's
And
much more accessible.
Exactly. And that's what's extremely important these days is accessibility. You know how much easier it is to just go on your own computer, hop online on a client with your friends like Discord and chat, as opposed to let's everybody get everybody together, go over to this person's house, play this game. It's so much easier. And, it's unfortunately it is
that-
about accessibility.
Is that better though? I mean, you can notice
think-
in history a lot of people don't like change because they're nostalgic about the past. But
I-
does that mean it's a bad thing? Is change really
No.
that bad of a thing?
And I will say it's better for the time we're in. It's absolutely better for the time we're in.
I would agree, but I think still games should go the extra, mile to put it back in.
Absolutely.
And I think they can still focus on the online aspects because, of course, that's what sells and it's more accessible. And it's way easier for everybody, but still put in the feature there.
There
Put
should
in
be the
extra
choice.
mile.
There should always be the choice.
Right.
When you create a game like Borderlands 3 and you can play it online like we do all the time, there should still be that option for someone that doesn't have a PC. Hey, I want to have my friends over and play this game that I have a lot of fun with, and I want to share that experience. There should always be that option because
I thought there was that option.
oh, yeah, like it does, and it does have that
Okay,
option.
so you're saying-
I'm saying
okay.
some games do that and they don't include that, and that's excluding a crowd that would love that feature. It's
Yeah.
First of all, it would increase sales. I'm positive it would. I bet you Halo 5 would have done way better than it did. Not that it didn't do great, but it would have done much
Big
better.
thing. I just what I said earlier though, the FPS thing is kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
and,
of
with all
course.
the graphics thing. It is hard to do, but you can do it. You can do anything. You can do anything.
Developers should go the extra mile, and I know there's a lot of facets that go into developing, and it's-
Nintendo appreciates it.
Exactly.
Nintendo goes the extra mile.
which is why they're the ultimate family, friend company.
Their
in my
online
eyes.
sucks.
Yes, that's what's interesting.
Maybe-
That's what's interesting.
Maybe they're good at it because they haven't gotten online down.
They're
But-
so focusing on co-op
This-
that they forgot about online. I want to talk about Nintendo later, but their online sucks.
Yes, it does. Okay, but it's $5 of the family plan. So
Yeah. It's,
it's cheap, which is
hopefully if you
I
have
love
seven
personally.
seven more
Some
friends.
of the features are nice, even
Yeah.
if the connection's off.
and they're still working on it. That's all it's about progress. But I think that maybe we should get into as wrapping up the thoughts. What's everybody's favorite couch co-op game whole time? And I want a reason for it. I think we should start with Caleb here.
Well, I've already talked about some of my favorites. One of them that I can't believe I forgot. We all know and love. Kirby Air Ride.
Oh, holy
my
shit.
goodness gracious. How
My
did we
man,
forget?
absolutely.
Oh my
There-
God.
There's not much
No.
that can compare to the mayhem
Oh,
and tomfoolery of
Lord.
City Trial.
Oh my goodness.
Followed by the contest, the strength contest. Who's the strongest? Who's the baddest?
I feel terrible that I forgot Kirby
Oh
Air
my
Ride.
Oh, how
goodness.
did we forget that?
Sakurai, please forgive me.
Yeah, just, smite me now, That's an excellent choice. Oh my God.
Rich, why isn't there another one? Just saying.
Countless, if you're listening, developers.
Or another Paper Mario. That doesn't
Don't tell
suck.
him that.
No.
But that's such an excellent choice. Oh my God, I can't believe I completely forgot about that.
So, Kyle, what is your favorite co-op game?
God, that's just a really hard choice to make. Honestly, you might have to come back to me. I have like 5 at the top of my head right now
All right,
that I really need to
Honestly,
duel out right now. There's so many good
I was just about to
choices.
say the same thing to you. Okay, put me on the spot here. I honestly don't really have an answer. I mean, I could list a few, maybe 5, like Portal 2, Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Shit, that game's fun as hell.
Double Dash, baby.
GoldenEye and Nightfire.
There you freaking go.
Oh, GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64.
So many.
And Nightfire, or not Nightfire, Perfect Dark, the spiritual successor
Oh
to
my
GoldenEye,
God, Perfect Dark.
which I thought was a better game. Might strike some controversy, but I think Perfect Dark is better. But GoldenEye was like the FPS shooter.
Sitting
for
down
sure.
and being the first guy to pick Odd Job that all your friends hate you for picking.
Got that.
The little asshole you can never hit.
We can talk about our favorite games, but I feel like the experiences are what really count.
Yes.
I will say my favorite game. My favorite experiences are probably in Halo, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
Halo 3.
If we're going for overall experience, I'm going to pick Halo, but I wanted to make it a little bit past
Yeah,
that,
a game that's similar to Halo and is also a kind of successor to Perfect Dark and GoldenEye is Time Splitters. Time Splitters 3
Interesting
is a
choice.
very great game with a very wacky campaign and a great multiplayer. It was actually had a Forge mode, map editor. On the GameCube and the Xbox and the PS2. That's pretty impressive for that time. It came out in 2005. And I just remember playing the campaign, the little special missions, and just playing so much multiplayer. And you know how you can set stocks and Smash to 99 lives
Oh,
and
yeah.
set time to 99 minutes? Time Splitters had the same thing. And me and Bilo played a whole 99-minute match of Time Splitters 3.
Oh my
Excellent.
goodness. You're insane.
Excellent.
It was so much fun. I never got bored. And it was crazy how much fun I had with this game. And looking back at it, it still is a great game to play now.
So, I'm going to shout out one game real quick. It's not my choice, but Fable 3.
That was fun. That was
Get out
fun.
of here.
They-
No, it was fun.
You know
It was
what?
fun. It doesn't hold up super well, but it was fun. at the
It was
time.
so zany. I just enjoyed it. As Phil seen it a shout out, but I will say I'm going to go with Nightfire because I can tell
On
you
PS2.
I spent over 100 hours in that game easily, very easily. I knew every map in and out. On that same note, that's what got me into those games like Agent Under Fire. That whole genre. I know every map in Nightfire in and out, every gun, every character. I unlocked every head, every possible agent you could get in that game. I beat the story mode on every difficulty, and because that game was, first of all, one of the only games I could play on PS2 that I was allowed to play. But it just, I remember having so many nights where people would come over and we'd play these maps, especially on the the trolley map when you have the ski carts coming down and the little things you snipe people from. Excellent. So I'm gonna have to go with Nightfire because that game is, and
Personal favorite.
I think Masterpiece is a bit of a stretch, but as far as couch co-op goes, it's one of the top dogs.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's good, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just kind of curious where the game industry is gonna go in the future.
We need to see more couch co-op.
Well, I mean, it seems to be all online. Like you have games like League of Legends and Smite and Dota and Overwatch and stuff like this taking over.
The thing I want to say though, it's kind of interesting. We did a whole podcast on the Xbox 360 and PS3 Wii era, and we all listed games from PS2 and GameCube era as our favorite couch co-op. I just find that's a really interesting kind of like dynamic.
Yeah, it was a transitionary.
It's a very
period.
last gen thing was couch co-op. I feel. Besides, outside of the Xbox 360,
Are you talking about the
two
last?
generations,
You're talking
yeah.
about 2 generations ago because 360 did still have that. That was the generation where online gameplay
Flourished, yeah.
that's where it became
yeah.
huge.
Well, I'd say the era of couch co-op was before the PS3, before the
Yeah.
Xbox 360.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
But it didn't die off until after that next generation came through. I think if you think about Xbox, think about Xbox One,
Definitely didn't die.
PS4,
Yeah,
but it
definitely
was
didn't die.
petering out in those consoles.
Laying the groundwork.
Think of outside of the Handsome Collection for Borderlands. Think of AAA titles that you could play couch co-op with your friends on the PS4 and Xbox One. Besides indie games, there are many. There really aren't that many, and that's because that focus shifted.
I got one.
Oh,
The
sure.
Master Chief Collection.
Oh, we're waiting
That
for
does
PC.
not count.
We are waiting for PC, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
Actually, you know what my favorite co-op game is?
change my mind.
Skyrim.
all right. This is the
All right. Just kidding.
see you never. We're not making another episode again.
All right. Just kidding. I'm Sean.
Caleb.
David.
Kyle.
All right. Thanks for joining us. See you guys next time.